All right, folks, it is currently 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm supposed to be at work for 6, but I think we have a problem. Well, I have blown my first motor, and no less, it's an LS. So that's good. I guess I'm gonna be late for work today. Well, we're still waiting for a tow. That definitely is oil everywhere, but it does look a little thin, so I don't know if it mixed with coolant or some shit. I don't know, but what I will say is these were the pieces sitting on the subframe. Don't know what this is. I don't know how, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely block. That's good. That's good. And mind you guys, there was like no signs of this before. It just kind of happened. So, yeah. Merry Christmas. All right, so right where that car is pulling out is about where it started making noise. And I just found all of these laying in the road. And it looks like to me it threw a rod. So, we're still walking up and down the street trying to find any more pieces to the puzzle. But yeah, I coasted about that far before the motor, well, the motor shut off somewhere probably around here. But I was trying to just coast over. It's fine, anything I see. It's like, if it's a rock, it's probably a piece of block. But yeah, this isn't really ideal. I still haven't heard back from the tow truck if I'm getting a tow truck anytime soon, but at least the sunrise is nice. So that's a bonus. Ah, what a beautiful sunrise. Thank God I can't drive towards it anywhere. But these are the pieces that I found when I was looking around on the main road. I don't know if this is part of the damage. This was sort of sitting right by the front tire when I pulled over, so I don't know. I've never played with a piston ring before, so I don't know if this potentially could be part of that. I have no idea. Don't quote me on that. But the rest are for certain parts of my engine. This actually might be a rock. I can't tell. But these all have my blue paint on it, so I know they're mine. But I did find, which I thought was interesting, was this little guy, and it's a threaded hole right there. I think that looks like a rod cap to me. And this bolt, I don't know, that I would imagine in my head that a bolt of this size would probably be used for a rod cap. And this here looks like it could be a piece of a rod, but I don't know. I've never blown a motor, so I've never had to go through this before. But at least I found a couple pieces to the puzzle, so we're still waiting for a tow truck. I've been sitting here for about an hour. I'm almost debating if I should just walk home and go get the marquee and then drive back, because it's probably about 2 miles from here. It also is pretty cold out, so I don't know if I care to do that. But at least I have a nice sunrise to look at. What a way for the car to go out. What a way. I literally just made the video yesterday on 1 year and 10 minutes with this car, saying how good she is. And here we are. So, I don't know. Alrighty, only took 2.5 hours. That's good. That's good for the soul. Highly recommend a couple of these when you're in a predicament like me, or as they say, in a pickle. So, I already showed you guys some of the carnage this morning at 6, 7, 8 a.m. And you guys also saw the wonderful tow truck driver woman. I think her name was Tiffany. Shout out to you, Tiffany. Got the car in the garage. Everything's good. Didn't damage nothing. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about this all day, just trying to think what went wrong. And obviously, we got to take this thing apart before we fix it. So I'm curious to see what failed. I'm definitely something oil. It had to have been something oil related, whether it was the oil pickup or the oil pump itself. I don't know. When I refreshed the motor in this car, I basically just did gaskets and paint and cleanup. Like that's really all I did. I didn't really replace much on this, and the rear main seal. I did not have the timing cover off of this. Gonna act like I didn't hear that beep. I didn't have the timing cover off of this, so I don't know what anything looked like back there. I probably should have went back there, but I was trying to kind of cut corners, and maybe that's what bit me in the ass. I don't really know. Sucks I won't be pulling up to any of the Christmas parties in this Butte. I'm very proud of this car, as you guys saw in the last video. We did a lot of work to it, and I'm very proud of what this car has become versus what it was. You know, I like being able to tell the story behind it and the stories that I've made with, you know, the memories I've made with it, all those stories and stuff. So, you know, we love the old girl. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting money into it. But it wants more money for Christmas. So that's just dandy. Just dandy, Gemma. Just dandy. But I got out of work a little early today, even though I went in super late. It's fine. Everything's good. Totally legal. Yes. Yeah, so I might as well knock a couple of these back, throw some jams on, and start pulling some parts off this thing. I don't know when I'm going to pull the motor, but me sitting here looking at it and talking about it ain't going to fix it. So let's get it. All right, folks, well, we got the A-Team out here tonight, and we got this baby pulled out.
I'm the B-Team.
The B-Team?
Yeah.
Mike's the B-Team? All right. So here's the hole in the block. It was behind the AC compressor, and that's part of a rod. I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty rough in there, and then that's how we're looking. It's kind of... Oh, I can see the cam. I don't know if the cam's good. Hopefully it is. Might be some scoring on it. Yeah, so that's the blow up. We noticed that the front of the pan is also cracked right there, as you can see. I thought it was a piece of flaking paint, but unfortunately the pan is also toast. But yeah, that's that'd be our problem right there. Alright guys, well, it's the day after Christmas, and unfortunately Santa didn't leave a new long block under the tree. So got Audrey out here with me today, and we're going to tear this thing apart and see what's usable off of it. So let's see what comes out of this beautiful oil pan. Now the oil itself is really dark. Yeah, I'm staring at the piston inside of the motor, I think. So, let's see how much comes out of this thing. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. You know, like I said, I'm sad Santa didn't leave me a new engine under the tree, but it's a pretty good Christmas overall. My mom, shout out to my mom, she actually got me 2 of these kick-ass TJR Auto beanies with Bonnie on them. Audrey's actually wearing one right now behind the camera. So I think I'm going to be wearing these in every video because why not? It's pretty cool. So, yeah. But so far, it actually doesn't look horrible. It's very, very dirty. It almost smells a little gassy. I guess that would make sense. No, I guess the oil pan's full. That's not good.
Yeah, so what now?
I think the problem we're experiencing is the chunks are not small enough to come out of this hole because they came out of this hole. And some of them are too big to even come out of this hole.
I don't think there's supposed to be chunks in here. Or
you would be correct, Audrey.
That either.
You would be correct, Audrey. There's not supposed to be chunky wonkies up here. All right, Audrey. Pop her off. Let's see. All right, there's nothing screaming at us, so that's good. I don't see anything too nasty back there. If you want, you can throw that on the box. So far, we're looking good, at least on the top of the head. But we're going to tear into these things a little bit more, obviously. And once we get the heads off, and thank you, Audrey, for the light. You know, I don't see a hole in it up here, which is good. Because, you know, we have a hole down here and a lot of stuff going on in there. So let's get these heads ripped off this bad boy and see if at least I can save money with that. That. Good. All right, guys, moment of truth. Let's pop this head off and see how bad the damage is on the blown out side. I'm trying to leave all the bolts in their places, make my life a little bit easier. I'm a little low on space. Oh, oh my God. All right, you want to see what the bottom of this looks like? Oh! Huh? That's actually not as bad as I thought. That's pretty bad, but I was expecting that whole chunk to be missing. All right, we'll revisit the heads later. There's no piston. That piston is gone. We got metal up into this area. Obviously, we have metal everywhere. Somehow metal managed to get into all of the bores of these cylinders. I knew that this piston blew out, which is crazy. That thing is just gone. That thing's gone. But another funny thing I did notice, and of course it was off camera when I was just chatting with Audrey for a second, I went to push on these pistons to like, just for shits and gigs, I pushed on the pistons. And this piston right here, which is piston 1, moved. It went down, right? So actually, it was all the way at the top of its bore. It was almost top dead center, and I pushed on it, and the thing just went right down. So there's no connecting rod for this guy. And then these are either just locked up or they're in place. So this one, definitely missing a rod. Here, we're missing everything because I can reach in here. These don't move, so that's like, okay. Funny enough though, you guys can actually see the cross hatching. Yeah, so whether this thing was never rebuilt or if it actually was rebuilt, you can still see that in the bores. So let's say this thing had rod knock, right? Like it spun a bearing or whatever. It had a little bit of rod knock. This definitely would have been savable, which is honestly kind of sad. But, you know, obviously it said it grenaded itself. So, could be worse. And another funny thing that I saw here as well is on piston 1, Audrey, you can come back over. You guys can actually see all these little circles. And my guess is since there is no connecting rod on this guy anymore, the piston was actually spinning and getting smacked by both valves, which is kind of funny, but also kind of scary because we don't know if something's bent in the heads. So that's a little less than ideal, I'd say. For the big reveal of what? Oh, that doesn't sound very good. What the hell is holding me up? Oh, destroyed things are in the way of. Oh, 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 yeah, that's not good. Oh, yeah. Oh, hot mama. Oh, baby. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's a little less than good, I'd say. Is that supposed to be like that? No, that's not. That got knocked out of place, I think. I don't think that's supposed to look that way. Yeah, this pickup tube looks like it got bent. There's a rod cap of some sort. We'll have to pull this baffle out of here, see really what the hell's going on. That down there. Okay, there wasn't too much more hiding down there, but there still is quite a bit of material sitting in this motor, obviously. Yeah, that's not, All right, so here's a piston ring. Piece of it. Here's another piece of it. Again, that looks like a top of a piston to me. Oh, we got a bearing. Maybe we can flatten that out and reuse it. Guys, let's see what happens when we pull off this baffle pan thingy. It kind of took a couple minutes to get off. Oh, more piston. Ooh. I think I already messed this up.
Try to keep that dude level.
I'm trying, it's not.
Spin it a little bit.
Oh.
You gotta work around a little bit. Just don't look at anything until it's out.
It had oil.
Had oil for sure.
I bet you the cam bearings are brand new on this motor too, you wanna bet?
Oh, you don't look at the bearings.
I know. Well, folks, here's the good old bump stick choppy boy. And
How's she looking?
actually not bad. Just ignore the pieces of metal sitting on it. Here we got a little scrapage. I think you could Scotch-Brite that off. Like feel that with your fingernail. Like it's there, but it's not really there.
Sure.
I could put a used lifter on that one. That's
Yeah, put your 4 different lifters on the 4 fucked up lobes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to explain that. Oh, there's another guy. Unless it's the same one. I don't see anything crazy. I'm definitely reusing this cam.
Yeah, I think you're fine.
I'm definitely reusing this boy.
Yeah, don't look at your cam bearings.
Are they good?
Oh! We don't look at them.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Do you see that? Dude, that's a bad scratch. Like my fingernail caught that. Dude, the bearing's gone. Bruh. Now I see why you don't look at them. Get the pin out.
I got you.
I have a feeling that this thing's gonna want to like flip over and take my foot.
Alright, I'll assist.
So here's what I know. There's coolant still in the jackets, so that worked pretty good until the other side goes.
Well, it might all leak out that side.
Okay.
Where's the cold there?
Yeah. No. Oh, something was cracked. Maybe? No. Safe. Hit it. Where'd that go? It rolled. Oh, it rolled away. Do you want to keep that as a souvenir?
I'll let you hold on to your solid piston.
I get to have more. Wow.
Wow, bro.
Yep. I think the piston's reusable.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. that it did that in the circle. It had to have spun.
I think you're right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you know, there's a... Oh, we flipped the motor over.
What?
There's a pin this should be at the top.
Oh, where I can
Where
check the videos and pictures.
Oh, yeah, true.
Whatnot. This is what the destruction looks like from the top view, everybody. This is basically as far as I got to strip this motor down, minus pulling like the motor mounts off. But everything else looks relatively unscathed. Go figure. And obviously, it was more so just destruction right up front. You know, before this main cap, if you will, between pistons 1 and 2. So. Alex, I might be able to. I can see you through it. Oh, there he is. There he is. I was gonna reuse that. I'm kidding. Kidding. All right, guys. 850 OBO rebuilt LS1. For the picture, I'm just gonna do this.
Well,
actually, I'm gonna do this.
That's weight reduction.
I'm gonna do this. That looks like it's a good motor from here. Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm trying to cope with this as much as I can. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm sipping on some French toast coffee. I gotta finish this video. So this is where we're gonna wrap things up. Thankfully, Alex came in clutch last night. He brought over a crank puller. So we were able to get the crank pulley off, timing cover off. Cool thing, it's got a double timing chain. Weird thing, it didn't have a timing chain tensioner, like, at all. So I don't know what the deal with that was. But it did also confirm that it has a aftermarket Melling high pressure oil pump, not a high volume, but a high pressure oil pump. But yeah, another thing we did as well was we pulled off a couple other rod caps, and the bearings are white. They look so bad. The gouges in them are horrible. They look burned. I don't know what the hell happened here. If you guys have any experience or knowledge about motors exploding, let me know down in the comments below what you think could have happened. Another weird thing we noticed too is cylinders 8 and 6 had different lifters than the rest of the motor. Again, don't know the reasoning behind that, but hey, to each their own. The cam looks like it might be reusable, has a nick or two on it, so we'll have to look further into that. But yeah, there's some reusable parts. Most are not reusable, as you can imagine. But yeah, I got some deals lined up to try to get a new motor in this thing, and got to order a lot of parts and hardware and fluids and paint and, you know, everything basically again. So that's good. But yeah, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below what you think could have failed and caused this kind of damage. It was a dry day, so I didn't hit any puddles. I actually wasn't beating on the car. I was maybe half throttle when this happened, going like 60 in third gear, like not crazy RPM, like mid-range RPM, 4,000, probably 3,000 RPM if that. Wasn't loading up the car, wasn't doing anything crazy. And it made noise for a couple seconds and then basically shut off and locked up. So, I don't know. But let me know down below what you guys think could have happened. My buddy Alex, his coworker, thinks that maybe it got hydro-locked and not necessarily by water. It could have been hydro-locked by fuel, which I think could actually be a possibility because once I took the cats off this car, you could smell this thing running. It smelled rich. So, it's possible. I don't know. I've always been a little skeptical of this motor rebuild as well as the tune on it because, you know, it was done by a previous owner and it was kind of meh. You never know. The guy that I got the car from, you know, he gave me all the paperwork for the car, which I am going to read back through and see what exactly was done to this motor. I think it was just a stock rebuild, like a refresh rebuild, you know, bearings and whatnot. But he, you know, he spent a lot of money on this car rebuilding it and nothing lasted. Rebuilt the motor and rebuilt the trans, and I blew the trans once. Actually, I blew it twice, but I rebuilt it once, so whatever you want to call that. And then the motor popped. So it's hard to say what really happened here, but me and Alex both agree that yes, I do abuse the living shit out of this car, but this motor would have popped while I was abusing it, not while I was just driving, or it would have spun a bearing while I was beating it and had rod knock, and then it would have been savable. So it's one of those things that's like, shit happens. But anyways, this is where I'm going to wrap up today's video. I'll show you guys the different set of lifters and how bad these bearings are scorched. Let me know down below what you guys think could have happened. I also want you guys to guess down below what motor setup do you think I'm going with in this car? Reminder, I'm a broke boy. I'm a normal average Joe like all of you fellas. Actually, most of you people probably have more money than I do. Must be nice. Yeah, make sure you guys are subbed. Make sure you guys drop some likes and drop some comments down below. Let me know, again, what you guys think happened here and what motor you think I'm going with in the car. That'll be next video, so we'll figure all that shit out. But until then, I love all of you. Catch you later. Also, Happy New Year's. It's going to be New Year's next time I see you, so I'll see you next year. Ha! That's funny. That's funny to think about. My brain hurts. I'm going to leave now. Goodbye.